test time. Time to get tested.
Well, I heard you loud and clear.
My gain's all the way up. Hopefully that's enough. Welcome to the stream. I did one dev stream of the Labyrinth's level design overhauls, I guess last week, but I decided to finish it all up off stream, and now I've got some stuff to play test for myself and to show off for you. So you can see here a little bit of change. If you've been playing the Quality of Death beta, you may already notice that there's a pretty cool difference here. I'm going to take a screenshot of it. But we've got class and appearance icons, plus your character level in icons here in the corner of the save file portrait. And this is actually especially useful if you're doing multiplayer games. So each player will occupy a corner of the portrait. And so that way it'll help jog your memory about who you were playing with, where you were, what you were doing, what kind of game it is. I know it's been useful for me just in testing. I can look at maybe some like abandoned saves or some cheat saves that I had laying around that I can clean up. And at the bottom here, we've also indicated what kind of game it is. So you'll be able to tell if it'll be labeled a split screen game or whatever. Here's the example of the multiplayer games. Looks like these are cheat saves that I probably put together with Wall of Justice. But yeah, so you can see both players occupying different corners. Let me get my sound from the game back on. What's going on?
Not much later.
Okay, looks like it is coming through. How's it going, Ink? Good to see ya. I've been alright, thank you. I gave blood yesterday and I did double red blood cells, so I'm actually like really low energy today as my body tries to make up for all of my missing blood. I don't have as much blood as I used to have, so I'm trying to figure that out. I think I'm gonna try playing at native resolution for the UI today. I've been doing a lot of 75% scale. So let's just get started with our promise to play the Labyrinths by... Yeah, I cast bloodletting myself, that's right.
Generate vampire snacks.
So achievements are disabled because these are modified map files that have not been integrated into the game yet. This is an old Conjuring save I had sitting around, and I figured because it's the only save I have that's already in the Labyrinths, let's get it going. Let's make sure I don't have any weird game settings. Okay, everything looks good. Oh wow, this is quite the archer. Okay, got an archer conjurer, which is interesting. What book was she holding? Levitation. Okay, so this is an old level. It probably doesn't feel very special because it's not. It's the same as it always was. One of the things you might notice is that I put a different wall decor behind each of these levers, so you're going to get lost less easily. Conjurer does begin with some range skill, that's right. And I think I was trying to take advantage of that on this playthrough. Some other things that are happening in this build is that, well, check it out. I've got my new and exciting breakable walls. So this one, not much of a reason to break it. We'll break it anyway, because it's fun to do. Got some rubble spawning. So those are littered all over the labyrinth now, so some of the mazes might have less, you know, fewer long, untraversable areas. New sound effects for skill level ups. Breakable walls are hilarious. Okay. One of the cool things about breakable walls is... Oh, right. I don't want to get under there.
That makes sense to me.
Well, you're fine over here. There's nothing in your way. There you go. Good job, Skeleton Sentinel. Crushing it every day. The breakable walls, so if you look at them like this, you can see they blend pretty well into the wall, but they're also noticeable. So I didn't want to hide them from you and just have them look like a regular wall. That would have been easy enough to do. Actually, it would have been far easier to do than what I did. Followers tend to get stuck in doorways and cannot get out. Yeah, I've seen that too, and I'm not a fan. It's something I would definitely like to work with Wall of Justice to correct. I think really I just need to be diligent about showing him test cases. I don't really want treasure right now because I've got too much junk in my inventory.
Never heard that one before.
But here we are, collecting treasure. Warning +2, let's get rid of this and this. Oh my gosh, look at all these gems. Of course I've got a bunch of gems. It wouldn't be one of my playthroughs if I didn't have just an excess of hoarded gems.
You're goddamn right.
Here, let's get drunk. Let's drink that. Okay, perfect. As a skeleton, there's no... I mean, my aim will be bad for a while, but... This is a new room. The old labyrinths, you may recall, are... There isn't that much in the way of puzzly stuff. It's more just like mazes. And so I wanted to keep it mazy and hard to navigate because that's the whole idea of a labyrinth. But I wanted to have more stuff that you might want to think through. Sentinel, attack him. How did he gain a... He must have skilled up or something, because he didn't kill any monsters. He just got a level. That's really funny. So here you can see we've got these cool new pillars and ceilings. I think I've shown those off on the last stream. Good job, Skeleotrons. Inca temples, not sure why. Well, definitely trying to give it that old world, ancient civilization feel. The turquoise is a pretty common, like, Mesoamerican precious stone I used deliberately. It's also just a nice contrast with the color. Tell you what, let's set you on fire. Oops. Anyway, yeah, it had a few water features in the labyrinth as well. Good job. Oh yeah, there. Come on. My sentinel doesn't feel like he has to come through, but he does. But he does.
I'm stuck!
What a dirtbag.
12 sleepless hours later.
Okay, sort of phase shifted through the gate that time to get my sentinel through. I don't know what he's so picky about. For what it's worth, Wall of Justice has put in some cool new revisions for how allies tend to gather around you. So they'll no longer try to step in front of you and get in the way as you're trying to beat down a door, for example. That was one of my biggest pet peeves with followers before, is like you just literally couldn't rely on them to stay out of your way when you're just trying to do basic stuff. So that's been corrected. Looks like they all made it through the gate this time. Oh look, it's you. Good job, Sentinel. Alright, we found the exit. As soon as I get out of the labyrinths on any of these levels, I'm gonna go ahead and exit and go to another save file, just so that we can keep traveling back to the labyrinth and finding new stuff that I can show off. But I'm also playtesting for myself. I've done quite a bit of testing on this build, or with my changes, and made a lot of edits and hot fixes. But I think I'm finally at the state now where pretty much all the levels should be bug-free. But it's just so hard to test them all in context to make sure. And it's not just seeing the room naturally once either. It's like, hey, when this room is next to some other room, does it break it? That stuff can happen all the time, so I gotta be pretty thorough in my testing. Alright, we did not uncover any new rooms by exploring up there. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just head over to the exit. If you ever miss any of my live streams and I'm covering content you're interested in, oh, I'm -2. Oh, thank goodness. Sorry, I'm like talking over myself here. I've got a -2 summon, which I believe summons a Minotaur, which I don't think I want to deal with. So happy with Labyrinth is getting worked. Easily my least favorite. Yeah, honestly, I think it was kind of one of our least favorites as well. And like, there's a lot of things that are cool about the Labyrinth. Like, we like the sort of meandering, haunting music that helps you feel lost, which is really cool. And we also like sort of the mazy passageways and how it's hard to find your way around. But in terms of the variety offered in the level design, it just didn't feel very interactive. My goal is to help all these levels to feel really dynamic and special. Concept is really cool, but it gets annoying. You have to check every tiny hallway for an exit. Well, I haven't changed that. That's just kind of an aspect of every one of Barony's levels. If there's an empty floor space, the exit could spawn there, and I don't think we're gonna be changing that, just to be honest with you. But luckily, you know,
Ouch!
there's gonna be more rooms
Your head, mine.
to explore, and so it's unlikely that the only way through.
Leave
Well,
some for me.
It won't be much more likely in the labyrinths that they'll be in every tiny corner. The labyrinth is definitely not labyrinthian. Oh no. Help me! Help me!
Missed.
Okay, my guys came and helped me out. I think I need to make a fix to this. So I haven't gotten a chance to see this one in practice. I think I need some lower ceilings in here. I think it looks silly.
I probably didn't mean to do that.
How about I do
want you to come here, and I want you to go night-night. What's up, Strawberry Jesus? Trying to let my Sentinel farm some levels. Good job. I think Sentinel got all 3 kills there. That's good. That's what I'm looking for.
I guess you forgot about me.
What's changed in Labyrinth? Well, I've added like 200 more levels and redecorated all of the levels that were previously existing. And so quite a lot has changed about the Labyrinths. You can see some new decor as well. I wanted to make it prettier as we were doing this big overhaul. Found the exit. That's good. I've got cursed scrolls I'm hanging on to, just because they're really good scrolls if I could find the uncursed. The old Labyrinth felt like the least cool biome. Yeah, we've heard that before. We kind of agree more or less. All of the biomes I've wanted to give some bit of an overhaul, just because for a game that depends on procedurally generated levels, if you don't have enough variety, it just gets really... You've seen everything really fast. I'm deliberately trying to get rid of my my lowest ammo first. Clear up my inventory spot. Oh, alright, finally that bow broke. That's just fine.
Actually been hoping that would break.
Good job, Sentinel. Way to get my back. Haven't yet seen some of the cooler levels. Sorry for any frame rate issues. When I've got Barony and like 1,000 browser tabs and OBS going, my system chugs a little bit. You can see it in the frame rate on the stream sometimes. We're gonna see some gnome player race anytime in the future. That's something I'm not gonna comment on publicly right now. We're still a little ways away before we can start building DLC 3 gnomes. It's something I personally want to do. I just don't want to make any promises that I can't keep for sure. I basically got art done for the gnomes to get in, but it's gonna depend on the kind of gameplay experience it results in. Why gnomes? First off, the gnomes are way more popular than the kobolds. This should probably be the Minotaur maze.
Is that your final answer?
Oh, I forgot. Those guys are immune to poison.
I can smell your malicious thoughts.
He threw a knife at me.
Big mistake, Cretin.
You'll have a tough time with me.
He was gonna try to throw something at me again, but I said,
Nay, you shan't.
why Betty stays beta for so long though? It's like too good to be in staging for so long. Well, the short answer to that is we're gonna release the beta and the Switch version at the same time. And the main reason we want to do that is because it's important to us to keep parallel between our Switch and PC versions of the game, because we have crossplay, and as a result, the versions really need to be in lockstep. The longer answer is that, you know, nothing is keeping us from... You know, there is no Switch version right now, so in theory we could go ahead and release Quality of Death to everybody right now, but we're like a little indie team, and we don't get really any marketing coverage at all, ever, from anyone. With our Switch release, we've paid some money to do a big marketing push, or as big as we're ever gonna get anyway. We're going to try to double down on that by releasing the Quality of Death update for the PC at the same time. That will hopefully maximize the chance that we'll get some press coverage in a way that we've literally never gotten before. By putting all of our marketing eggs into one basket, it'll hopefully result in more actual results. Wandering on Barony streams asking quick people to try the beta. Yeah. Oh, and they never come back to it? Well, but that's after trying the beta, so why do you think that is? Oh my gosh. Not lag, but chug. Oh, as in never stop playing it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and we actively encourage people to play the beta, right? We're trying to get as many people on the beta as possible. We want everybody playing the beta. Angry Demon. All right, good. That's what we wanted. We want everybody playing the beta. It helps make sure our Switch release is as stable as possible. By having a lot of people beta testing, you know, we get bugs and stuff from folks. So for sure, we want people playing the beta. It's more just like a matter of managing our marketing. Everybody's gonna stay in here. I'm actually a pretty darn fast conjurer, for what it's worth. My 7 dex is working overtime. Do I have any armor that I actually want to enchant? Bracers of Constitution might be worth it. I don't have the Jin's Brace, so I'm not gonna get a better glove than that. The Wizard Hat would be nice, but I'm gonna have a pretty high end. Oh, I do have a Remove Curse, that's good. Okay. taking advantage of the screenshot tool to make sure I remember these. Constitution glows blue. Think I can take the maze? I do think I can. Would be cool to have a map scaling bar in options. Don't we already have that? Oh, okay. We have icon scaling, but not size scaling. Yeah, I mean, once we put this zoom feature in, that's kind of like what we were relying on for the player being able to see the map larger. We used to have it in there, but the parameters were a little bit, I want to say, inconsistent from the player's perspective. We've actually removed that. I don't know if I'm fast enough to take him. I'm using opening and definitely having a... Good job, boys. To answer your question, yes, I do think I can take the maze. More labyrinths. Bring it. Okay, this is the last labyrinth we get to explore with Mara Thornbrook. My Sentinel is really good. Dude, this is an extremely good helmet. I think I'm gonna lose the intelligence for it. I think it's worth it. So this T intersection map was always in the game. The original still is, but I've made a variant where it spawns with bridges going across right here. So occasionally the T junction won't be so impossible to bypass. Good job, team.
Death means nothing to me.
Good job, Sentinel. Wow, my Sentinel is strong.
Yes, I am growing very strong.
You may recognize this room. This is the little mini puzzle where you walk in and there's some pressure plates that open the way to the end that has two treasure chests. It was really tedious though. The rooms were small. There was a monster in about half of them. There was a total of 6 pressure plates that you had to weigh down, which meant you had to discard 6 different items, which in the end just meant a lot more inventory management than I wanted. So instead I've combined them into 3 larger rooms where each one has a monster, and so you only have to come up with 3 items total. The other thing I've done is I've added an exit, and I've got these great magic staffs. Oh yeah, and when you trigger the last pressure plate, I open up an exit now that lets you come out the back end, so that you don't have to tediously walk through the whole dungeon again, which I think is nice. Would love it if I could learn. Excuse me, if I could learn the.
Are you okay?
Is my ghoul gonna make it? No, not quite.
Easy victory.
I can't convince my Sentinel to come out. I'll just kill this guy myself. I wanted to give him the XP, but you know how it is sometimes. I'm gonna see if I can get my Sentinel to follow me again. There has been some improvements to pathing calculations to improve game performance. If you've been playing in the Quality of Death beta and you notice some like stutters, especially later in the game, it's resulted in some less than diligent efforts by your teammates to follow, though the performance of the game is better. So it's just one of those things we're going to be continuing to improve on, I guess. Got locked in, but luckily I have an escape. You shall not trap me anywhere. I am a skeleton. I am a Terminator. Well done, Sentinel. You know what? I should have removed Curse on the Troll's Blood so I could learn that spell. Darn it. If I could find water walking boots, I would take them. We haven't seen a lot of the cool levels that I would love to show off in the labyrinth, so we're definitely going to be switching to another character to see more stuff. Some of them are like in the swamps. That means they'll be in the labyrinth soon, which is good enough for me. And all of them are natural progressions because oh my gosh, so many cursed books. because it's really important to me to test all these levels under natural player conditions. I think I will polymorph. I think I will. I've got this crystal weapon and Gungnir both to sell, and I could buy some arrows for my archer or conjurer. So I think I will go ahead and take the hunting shop. The Gungnir and the crystal axe really sort of like seal the deal that I should do that.
Get out of my face.
Oh, right. I have to drink this.
Take a look
I
at
don't
what
know
I
how he
have,
missed me,
but be
I
quick
don't
about
mind.
it.
Before I sell anything, I'm gonna buy stuff to increase my skill. Because I'm gonna buy stuff anyway. And these things are more expensive. These... Could buy a lot of silver. I guess I will be fighting demons. I'm not gonna take that holy water. That will just...
Kill me.
Alright, now we got some ammo. I'm happy to have some ammo. Okay, well, regrettably, we're out of Labyrinth levels with this character. Let's go switch characters. Quit to main.